Where in the world is Tammy today? So I want to take you along a journey that I'm on. So I decided to go to a yard sale and pick up some shoes. They're super cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. So adorable, right? Gianni Biani or Gianni Ben. That's who these are. Anyways, these are so adorable. But guess what? On one of these shoes, in doing the pull test, when you do a pull test, you put your finger on here and you pull back. And yeah, they are damaged because, you put your foot in there and they start sliding a little bit, and that's the pull test. You've got to do these tests. These shoes look brand new, right? Never worn. Yeah, if you don't do these tests on your shoes, this is what happens. So you can see, like, it's dry rotted in there. I just did a very light pull, and that's what you're getting. So I did it to a couple of them. They're so cute. Another almost looking new shoe, but you see those little bubbles there? This is like, you do that pull test and it's done. Like, if your foot was rubbing in here, you're going to end up with flaky stuff. You got to make sure you do these tests. I've got some other shoes I need to test out, but these are cute. They're Gianni's again. And like here at the back, you see that, like, that seam here? I can guarantee these are going to do it too. There it is. So, make sure that you're doing that test on your shoes. And before you send them out, just do a quick, like, rub your thumb over it. Make sure the shoes are not like these. I loved these so much. But, again, if you do that pull test on the inside, that's where I put my thumb. And I went like this. And as you see, it's just barely lightly there. It's coming off, like, on the insides and stuff. So make sure that when you are buying shoes or selling shoes, and like I said, I knew some of these had this problem. And not all of them are like that, but, you can look and do the pull test on some of them and they stay fine. But if you do that and they start to crumble, don't buy those shoes because they're going to do that to you. And, if you're selling them, you also want to look for dry rot. So this is another one. This is a good example of a shoe that someone had that either stored it in the heat or whatever, but this is what it does. Like seriously, you got to do that twist test. So twist the shoe, and what happens is there's a dry rot. So that wasn't all like that when I first started this, but like, you twist it and there's more, right? And so come around, twist it again, bend that shoe, you're gonna see more dry rot happening. So these are how you tell if shoes are good or bad. And like I said, there's some super cute Michael Kors. Here's another one. So super cute, looks brand new, but on the inside, I did that rub test, and right there, like, some parts are good, but you got to just check the area, and then it comes off. So anyways, that is where in the world is Tammy today. I am checking shoes to make sure that there's no dry rot and giving you guys an example of what dry rot would look like. If you store your shoes in a hot climate in your garage, this is what's going to happen. Like, they're going to get damaged. So if you have shoes in your closet and you wear them and you pull them off and you have these flakes all over your feet, that is because these shoes over time, like this faux fakey leather stuff that they put on side of there, the plasticky laminate, whatever you want to call it, it comes apart. It just literally deteriorates. And, over a course of time, like, if I was to sell this person had laced up this shoe and it looked brand new. Honestly, it looked brand new. And you can see, like, if that person had put this on and I didn't do that finger test, like, see that was just one finger. If I didn't do that finger test, that person would have got a brand new looking pair of shoes, and they're like, oh, it's dry rotted. So this is how people, well, these aren't brand new, of course, but this is how people are selling shoes. They're like, oh, they look brand new. I got them. They look perfect. Michael Kors, amazing shoe. Like, this is an amazing looking shoe, right? Looks amazing, right? So inside it looks good. It looks good, right? Well, you know, this particular shoe is got some wrinkles on there. Do you see those wrinkles? Sometimes those wrinkles can equal into dry rot. So if you rub your finger on there and it rips, then that is, you know, it's coming apart. Like, you see me rubbing that back and forth. So if that was on my foot and I was walking and this is rubbing my foot, guess what's happening? And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this. This is just me rubbing my finger on there. You see how well that came off? It was super fast, right? So anybody that's selling shoes, check your shoes. Even if you've made a bunch of money on them, check them before you send them out. Do that rub test. Lightly rub them. You can feel a difference on the ones that, aren't doing that. Like, there's a different texture. And then the ones that are, you can see some wrinkles in there. If they start to wrinkle like that or have like slight cracking, just know that they are going to start doing that. They're going to start with that wrinkle thing or whatever. So I've got this stuff everywhere. And this is what your feet look like when you take them out. You get these little flakes all over you. So, where in the world is Tammy today? I'm going through a box of shoes. Just wanted to show you guys. Sometimes the shoes like this can also do that too. So you'll get toe nicks on some shoes like this. But a lot of times you'll see it coming around the edges. So that kind of gives you, these are super cute, right? Right? But, sometimes they get nicked in your closet and then that's what happens. But the other shoes are like that plasticky film stuff comes right off. So I've got some other shoes like, these are super cute. These are Vince Camuto shoes. These are not like that. Like let me turn you around. See? So this one, I'm rubbing. I'm putting some pressure on this bad boy, right? There are no, like I went around the whole shoe. Like no. And I'm definitely putting some pressure. You see that pressure that I'm putting on there, rubbing back and forth. I want to make sure this shoe is good. And so far, nothing is coming off, right? Like you can see there's no actual stuff coming off, like nothing. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure whatever, that one's a good one. So you want to does not have any problems. So when you sell it, the buyer is like, okay, that's flaky stuff not coming off on my feet. And so if you feel like the shoe is going to do that, don't send it. Don't send it. Check your shoes in your closet, especially if they have that plastic, like, feels like vinyl plastic insert stuff. A lot of your heels have it on the inside, so check them out before you mail them. All right, guys, that's Where in the World is Tammy today. I hope you had a great Saturday. If you see this at another time. But I'll be posting some shoes. I got some shoes coming in. But I did get rid of a whole box of dry rotted shoes. So I'll show you the box. Like, again, I knew some of them were damaged when I bought them, but I wanted a video with it to show you what they look like prior to me rubbing on them and, the stuff coming off. Like, give it a good little rub, because if it comes off, don't buy it. If you're in the resale, yard sale, thrift stores, even if you're buying from a person, you tell them, I need to make sure this doesn't have dry rot, and put your thumb on there and this is what I need you to do if you're going to sell me a pair of shoes, is put your thumb on there and rub it back and forth and make sure that stuff don't come off. Like, it's so easy to do, but, a lot of times people don't realize, and they look brand new, and then they're complaining because they get, not as described, because they wear them one time and they end up with that black stuff on those black shoes all over their feet. The last thing you want to do is walk into your business or an office and have flakes coming off your shoes, or you've got flakes on your leg and you don't realize where they're coming from. They're coming from your shoes. So check your shoes, guys. And that's a good reminder to me. When I sell mine, I'll be doing the same thing. I'd rather say, hey, there's flakes coming off. This is a damaged shoe. I'm not sending it. And, be done with that. Like I have in my closet right now, I was starting to list these and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to do the pull test. And that is what I call a pull test, where you pull the shoe and with your thumb lightly and see if it comes off. If it comes off lightly, then that shoe's damaged. Like, don't even buy it. Don't even try. I mean, I don't even know if you can fix it, but these are shoes I'm not selling. They're going right to the recycling bin. But anyways, thanks guys. I will I say recycling bin. I'll probably call and see if anybody wants them, or put them on the buy nothing group to see if they want some of them, and let them know that there's peeling on them. Some people try to fix them. I'm not in that business. I'm in the business of resell. I'm not in the business of fixing shoes. And I don't even know if these can be fixed, but I'm definitely not selling those shoes. They're going out the door. All right, guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.